You are still watching Prime Morning. You know, every Wednesday we bring you that big conversation that keeps you glued to your television set. My guest for today is one who is contesting to become a member of parliament and represent the NDC. I'm talking about this man who was once the member of parliament for Akwatia. Watch his profile, and when we come back, actually, we'll delve into that conversation.
Today, on The Big Interview, we host Honorable Ahmed Mohamed Baba Jamal, a Ghanaian politician and lawyer. He was the Member of Parliament for Akwatia Constituency and served as the Deputy Minister Designate for Local Government and Rural Development during the Mahama administration. On 7 December 2012, Baba Jamal won the parliamentary seat for Akwatia constituency for the first time on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress, obtaining 50.44% of the total valid votes cast. He, however, lost the seat to Mercy Amasei in the 2016 general elections after he polled 15,905 votes, while Mercy Amasei garnered 21,433 of the total valid votes cast. Having obtained an MPhil in international politics and a degree in law from the University of Ghana years ahead of his political life, Baba Jamal did not waste time to carry on with his law profession. Baba Jamal, as he is affectionately called, has made great significant contributions to the NDC and in Ghanaian politics, and we are excited to have him today on The Big Interview. Stay tuned.
Well, the profile that we just showed will summarize everything to you. But let's delve into that conversation and get more details and facts from the man himself. Good morning, Baba Jamal.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay.
You look young and healthy.
Blessings to God.
What's your secret?
I don't know. We just live on. We bear no grudge. We are always happy. We try to make other people happy. People around us must be happy, because once people around you are happy, you are also happy, and it keeps your heart going. So the secret is that we bear no grudge. We are always happy.
2012, you made history.
Yes.
You became the Member of Parliament for Akwatia. It was history made, right?
Oh, yes, it was a great history, because after contesting 3 to 4 times before I won that seat, a very difficult seat, because that is an MPP seat, generally. So when I was able to make that history, I think it was nice, and people were happy. My party was happy. I remember I was given a standing ovation at one of our meetings for me being able to win that seat. So it was great times. But then I tried to do my best for the people. I think that I did well. I did what I could do. For the first time, I was able to get a district for the area, and then many other things that I did for the area. So I paid my dues to them.
That's nice to hear. But what we want to know is why you are not contesting that seat this time around.
You know, basically, as I said, I contested that seat for about 2, 3, 4 times, and then finally won. When I won the seat, and then I did what I could do for the people. I don't think that there was anything that happened during the Mahama's time that I didn't send some to Akwatia. Everything went there. I got the district, I got the district assembly, I got the E-block, I got the rules and everything. I think that I did for the people. But when in 2016, due to some few internal issues, and also because of the dynamics of Akwatia, people don't understand the dynamics of Akwatia, that NDC only wins Akwatia when there is a problem with MPP. Otherwise, when you look at all the results, in terms of presidential results, the MPP always wins. You understand? From 2000, NPP always wins the presidential result. But when it comes to parliamentary, it depends. It swings. You understand? But the presidential result never swings. So that tells you that that place is more MPP prone, you know.
Right.
So when I lost, I didn't want to continue to like impose myself on people when people think that, okay, maybe you have had enough time.
So you
because
lost because the people felt that they wanted their NPP back because NPP had now become united?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. They had they brought a candidate that cut across all the device there, and so when we were going, and we had a week. I know what happened in 2016. There was that mood for change that swept across this country, and that is what swept many of our colleagues out of parliament, and then so that also affected us. But like I'm saying, because of Akwatia is an MPP prone area, you don't expect NDC to really sustain for long. It's one of the seats that is known as a swing seat. As I talk to you now, it is an NDC person there. You see, and anytime we win with very small margin. I won with only 557 votes. You know, 557 votes is nothing when it comes to swings seats. So when I saw that, look, I have another constituency where I was bred, but I grew up in Nima. I did my secondary school, my university, my sixth form, everything in Nima. Actually, when I was even the deputy general secretary for the party, the first term, I was still living in Nima. And so I thought that, and there were a lot of calls from the constituency that, Baba, come here, you can be more, fruitful here. So after deep thought, consultation, and let me tell you this story, that one of the things that made me also leave Akwatia was basically my mother. Because when I lost the 2016 and I went to visit her, I am not a person who is intimidated in any way. I am a fighter. I persevere. And so I'm not afraid of contests.
Right.
Or as in politics, you either win or lose. You understand? So I'm not afraid of contests. But the day I went to visit my mother and the way she felt, for the first time I could see tears in her eyes, and it really broke me down.
Lost.
Because I lost. Because she felt that I have done so much for the people, and that shouldn't have happened. And that broke me down. And she told me, she was the first who told me that, look, the people say you are from Nima, go back to Nima.
But you were born in Akwatia?
I was born in Akwatia, but I was brought to Nima when I was only 13 to 14 years. Just about 14 years, I was brought to Akwatia. I was brought to Nima to live with my uncle, just after the elementary thing.
But did you feel betrayed by the people of Akwatia with what you're saying that you did? You did the e-blocks, you helped them with roads, you did a lot for them.
I won't say I was betrayed or I feel betrayed, but I would say I was disappointed. Disappointed because I thought that I gave my all. And in fact, when there was a league table for all the districts across the country, the whole country, I was third. So I thought I've done my best, but the people decided otherwise. So I felt disappointed, but not betrayed, you understand? Like I said, I am a fighter, I'm not afraid. As a typical politician, you win or you lose, and you go ahead with your life, you understand? So I felt that, I felt disappointed, and I must tell you, my mother's disposition also broke me down. And so I decided, look, I'm coming back to Nima, where I started my political career anyway. I started my political career in Nima because in 1994, when we were doing the voters register, I was a presiding member at Nima Gota. You understand? So basically that's where I started, and that's where I met my very
So if you
good
started
friend.
there, if your political ambitions grew from Nima, why did you decide to go to Akwatia?
That's an interesting question. In 2000, that was the time that there was nothing like primaries. That time there was nothing like delegates voting or whatever. That one, you just submit your name, and your name is mentioned. Do you understand? So I had my best man, the one who was my best man, my best friend. In fact, till his death, he was my best friend.
And what's his name?
Awale Jara Kotoku.
Okay.
He was the constituency secretary for East Ayawaso then. And then he had then decided he want to submit his name for East Ayawaso. So I then also said, then let me also go and try in Akwatia what will happen there. And so my name was mentioned. There was no election. So that was not the time that we do the voting. So everybody was trying his luck. And I tried my luck in Akwatia and I got my name mentioned. So when I went there, I had to stay on because I didn't want to because I've lost, I ran away. I needed to persevere. And I finally won the seat for the NDC. So that was the reason why I surfaced in Akwatia. But in actual fight, Nima and East Ayawaso was where I cut my political teeth and then started my life and did everything there. So that's the story behind it.
The seat of Nima is occupied by a colleague from your political party.
Yes.
That's the NDC political party.
Yes.
Why do you want to contest somebody else from your political party? Don't you think the person should have another time to, work and serve the people of Nima?
He has been there 3 times. So this is not his first time. He has been there 3 times. He's a 3rd timer, trying to go for the 4th time. And this is an open contest. If you speak like this, then nobody should contest President Mahama. Everybody should allow President Mahama to go. But 2 people are contesting him. It's a fair contest. Open up. Whoever wins will rally behind the person. Let the people have the opportunity to choose. We must provide the people with options so that they can choose who they want. What is important is that whoever is going goes with practical policies.
But have the people complained?
So far, no. Can complain about what? Complain about the performance of...
the performance of him? Or
well, I don't want to come here to criticize my colleague. But I am in there to contest. I have my alternatives, my alternative policies for the people. I want the people to see. Because you see, in my opinion, East Ayawaso has not received what it deserves. East Ayawaso is about the most important constituency in Ghana. And if I say so, I'm telling you, that's the constituency that hosts the Jubilee House.
Why do you say this? Is it because Jubilee House is built around that side?
Not only Jubilee House, the whole of GBC, the nation's television, is hosted by East Ayawaso. We have the only operating military hospital in East Ayawaso. The headquarters of NADMO is stationed in East Ayawaso. The National Mosque is in East Ayawaso. We have 4 TV stations in East Ayawaso. GTV, Home Base TV, TV3, and then Channel 247. And even Onuya TV. You understand? So you can see the national assets that are grouped in one constituency. As I talk to you now, GRA is building its national headquarters in East Ayawaso. So it tells you the value of that constituency. Yeah? But I think that we have not been able to benefit the way we should as a people from East Ayawaso. And that's why I am in to ensure that I'll focus on East Ayawaso. I am here talking about East Ayawaso. I think that maybe this will be the first time you're hearing about East Ayawaso on your show. But I'm here talking, and I know this will not be the last time. There will be more and more to come.
So what are some of the things that you are going to do different, Baba Jamal?
The first thing is to bring to the attention of the people, bring awareness, create awareness among the people. Bring to the fore the problems that we are facing as a people in East Ayawaso. I live in East Ayawaso.
So what are the problems?
One of the basic problems is lack of jobs. And you see, I'm not saying that we can create jobs for everybody, but I'm talking about empowering the people so that they can find jobs elsewhere. Nima is a youthful constituency. Most of the youth, their only hope is to go out without any skill or without any profession. We want to mentor children to know that they can be anything. Some of us lived in Nima and we are lawyers today, and we have doctors in Nima. It's just that nobody is bringing them together to ensure that they will know the value of what they are doing, the value of that constituency. So that is one of the things. Look, come and see the roads of Nima. You'll be shocked to see the roads in Ghana, in the capital city, neighbors of Jubilee House. Our roads, not even rural roads, we say.
So are you going to build their roads for them? Are you going to give them?
I am going to lobby for the roads to be built. I'm going to bring to the fore. I'm going to ensure that whoever is the road minister knows that these people deserve better. You understand?
So you're going to lobby?
I'm going to lobby for it. I'm going to push for it. I'm going to ensure...
Let's talk about the creation of the jobs. Your tenure, you were Deputy Minister Designate for local government and rural development.
Yes.
And one will say you had the opportunity to probably help the youth in Nima with regards to employment. What did you do?
I did with a few, but I was representing Akwatia.
Okay.
So I can tell you that people who had jobs through me are over 8,000, including some from Nima. So that is, and it's a known fact. And I can even ask your TV station to go to Akwatia and do the interviews. People are facilitated to enter into security agencies, to enter into local government, to enter into whatever job they want. Look, it is only me that when we come to my constituency then, people who finish university or who are going to do national service, I put them together, counsel them, and make sure that I push them to where they are supposed to go. And I'm saying that I created jobs, or I facilitated people getting jobs, over 1,000 people. That is what I did, and including some from Nima, including some from East Ayawaso, where I am now contested. So it's not a new thing. I know how to create it. I don't have the jobs, but I know how to facilitate to get the jobs for the people, and that is what I'm bringing to Nima.
Okay, so let me take you to this conversation. Now, this one in particular is not a personality profile, but since you represent a political party, let's talk a little bit about politics. You have embedded yourself deep in politics. How long have you been doing politics?
Since my school days. I would say since I was a cupboard boy in class 6.
Why did you choose the NDC and not MPP?
Naturally, I was trained to join NDC. Let me put it that way. The community I'm coming from, my background was more amenable to NDC than the MPP. But I must say I'm one personality that I cut across the various spectrum. I mean, I have friends both sides, and they will all testify that I have no problem with anybody. But I had to make a choice, and my choice was NDC. And when I came into the politics, I have always ensured that we do politics of disciplined politics, not politics of vilification and all those things. I am seen as a very, practical person, somebody who is vibrant, who does not, I push for things. I won't lie to you. You may want to describe me as aggressive, but not aggressive, but I'm a disciplined aggressor.
Okay.
You understand?
Now, talking about that, let me take you to the Eastern region. Professor Frimpong Boateng, the current report that he released, he says that there's a lot of mining that is happening in the Eastern region, very close to the president's house. What do you know about this?
I was born on a mine. I was born in Akwatia, so I was born on a mine. My father, my mother were both in mining. I grew up knowing mining. And so I must say that what is happening to our country today is a crime. It's a menace that we must all make sure that it is stopped. And I'm sad to see that the president, this is the only president who thought that he could fight it and even put his presidency on the line. But I think that he has failed woefully, completely. He has failed, because now it is coming up, and in fact, with evidence that his own people are the ones who are leading such a crime. In fact, when you go, we used to say that we are achimfo, achinkwa enumbremu. When you go to see the brim that we used to be pride ourselves with, they say, it's virtually mad. Do you understand? So from the very onset when the president said that he is going to fight Galamsey, I sat on your sister station, Adum TV, and I think that when you go in July 2017 or so, there was about some publications on me. when I warn them, the way they are going about it will create more problem. But I think that even it has gone beyond my expectation. It is so bad, and we have to be careful, otherwise someday it will be difficult to even have water to drink in this country.
There's a school of thought that, we saw Galamsey, the emergence of Galamsey get out of hand under the NDC, administration.
Whoever said so may have his own.
But in that report, Prof did also implicate.
When you talk about Galamsey,
yes.
You see, Galamsey has been with this country from time immemorial. From the colonial days. When you come to Akwatia, that time we call it smuggling. We don't call it Galamsey. The Galamsey bit came in when the Asians, the Chinese, the Indians got involved and brought cheap equipment to start mining. In fact, we used to use pickers, shovel, any boy growing up in Akwatia, as early as 7, 8, you'll be doing those things. We go with pickers, we go and shovel and do something. One? Of course, I did. Okay. I started with it when I was going to elementary school. You go and pick shovel, go and wash, come and get some small money, and then you are okay, But when the Chinese and the Indians and other people started introducing
the chemicals
and the equipment, the heavy equipment, the excavators and whatnot, then it was not smuggling again. It was not. It was actually mining, and that is when we should have put together laws to control them. We did in our time. We tried. We have what we call small scale and large scale. In fact, our government tried to bring in the medium scale. You understand? So that because in between the small and the big, there was no medium. So people actually are supposed to be doing small scale, but actually were doing something like large scale. And the rules were not clear. So some rules were introduced to bring in the gap, you understand, so that people will be alive to their responsibility. But I think that it was at the brink of that time that we left power. And when this government came, I thought that having been somebody from the eastern region and all those things, he knows the menace of this thing, would have taken the continued with where we left and introduced all those policies to ensure that we control it. But I think that they woefully fail in that respect, and that's where we are today. I think that if we want to control Galamsey, the president must go beyond what the talks and walk his talks.
Baba Jamal, as young as 7 years, you said you actually used a shovel. And so,
yes.
We are looking at how, of course, things will change with time. It's how we started and we don't stop it. Will you then say you own a concession in what is happening today?
I have never owned a concession. I have never, you see, beyond my elementary days, I never did mining. Actually, I had a strict mother. A mother who saw a future in education for us. And that's why my family, you can ask anybody in Akwatia, even though my father and my mother did mining, none of us did mining.
Oh, your father and mother did mining?
Oh, yes, because they were employed. They did mining, that was the job there. But my mother, let me tell you, when I was a child, the only time my mother beat me was when I refused to go to school. My mother loved me. I come after 6 ladies.
Okay.
So I am a typical tanko. I'm a woman, and my mother loved me. My parents really pampered me. But so you can see if you see some of the pictures, you can see what happened. Look, my mother beat me only when I didn't go to school. Or
so I'm looking at the pictures. Which one are you?
Yeah, this is, I'm the one standing at the left side.
The tall one.
Tall one there. And
That's
then,
nice.
the one who comes after me. They are all alive and interesting picture. Long time ago, My mother loved education. And that's how my senior sister went to typing school, the one who followed, and all those things, all of us. Do you understand? The one who come after me was working with boss. The one who comes after me is a teacher in the secondary school. One is a technician. Our last one is a midwife. So in our family, even though we came from Akwatia, but we really, my mother saw a future in education and pushed us to go to school. So when I heard all those rumors about Baba Jamal getting involved with mining, I was just laughing, because those who know me know that I never did mining. But you see, when you are growing up in Akwatia, we have what we call, you buy and sell diamond. When we were kids, you walk in Akwatia, you can pick diamond on the floor.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's still there today. It's still there today. You can walk and pick. It was common that time. You pick, especially when it rains, we all rush to the open fields and pick diamonds and come and sell. That's the life in Akwatia. You understand? So, but mining, I have never owned a concession or gotten involved in mining or have anything to do with mining. And that is why all the reports that have come from NDC's time up to today, you would never hear Baba Jamal's name in any of the reports.
Right.
Never, because I was actually never involved in any mining activity.
All right, so this conversation, we want to get very interactive with you. You can send in your message. If you have any good messages for Baba Jamal, you have any advice, do send in your message. Let's read it live on air. He's our guest for today. And Baba Jamal is not representing Akwatia. He actually today is saying that he's coming to represent the people of Nima.
It's Ayawaso.
Ayawaso.
Yes.
The people, but you actually center your conversation more on Nima than any other part of East Ayawaso.
You see, East Ayawaso includes Kanda.
Yes, but your conversation
Ruga,
is more...
No, I'm coming why we always talk, because Ruga, and then Nima police station area, then Nima. Nima is the headquarters of the constituency. That's why maybe sometimes I make reference to Nima. And also, unfortunately, Nima as a town has been at the receiving end. In fact, is one of the poorest in terms of development, rules, whatever. Do you understand? So that's why sometimes when you go to Kanda, Kanda is more of a privileged area with all the rules done and all this, because they are neighbors to the Jubilee House. You understand? But when it comes to Nima, can you believe that Nima? Yeah, I mean, we are still attending public toilets and all those things. Even that one is not properly done. You understand? So it is about time we change the narration.
Are you going to give them one house, one toilet?
There is a project that I remember when I was in local government we did in Tamale Central, where houses were giving some toilet facilities. It is something that is possible in Nima if we had the opportunity. It was a UN-sponsored, World Bank-sponsored project. It's possible in Nima. But for now, even the public toilets that are there must be modernized in such a way that the people will give it some, comfort and dignity. You understand? All these things are possible. I mean, it's not always about government. It's about contacting NGOs and leveraging on people, on the people you have, facilities you have in the constituency. I'm not going to depend only on government and expect government to do this, do that. No, there are other areas we can use to help the people. For example, I intend to create a fund. I will leave one of my flyers with you.
Okay.
This is the flyer I have, which is, and my vision for the people is in the middle of it.
Okay.
So you will see that number 2, I say there will be a skill fund.
Yeah,
I want to create a skill fund to train the children, give them skills. A lot of them want to learn businesses, want to learn trade. Who will take care of them? Do you understand? Do you know that even people qualify to go to schools, but because they don't have the opportunity, they don't have the financial support, they can do that. This is where we come in as an MP. This is where we come to transform people, but not to go and give people 1 cedi, 200. No, not that type of leadership I want to offer.
Baba Jamal, let me take you to Parliament. Let's look at the leadership in Parliament right now. What's your take on it? Parliament is somehow divided, we must say, but the main leader is from your political party. Are you happy with how he's leading? Main leader?
Are you talking about the speaker?
Yes. He is the main leader.
So far, he has done well.
He's done well?
So far, he has done well. I think he has been fair to both parties. He has played this role as a speaker. I admire him because I have worked with him for some time now. I mean, maybe, like you said, I have been in the system for some time now. You know, as young as 27, 28, I was already the Deputy General Secretary. So, and I have worked throughout this time, all my life, about 2 to 3. I'm almost getting to 3 decades now as a politician, and that is interesting, you know. I have known him. He has been fair. He has shown leadership. And so far, I think that I'll give him a very high mark if I'm to score him.
And what's the score you give to him?
Oh, definitely.
Over 100?
If I'm talking about not
I'm
over
giving
100.
you over 100.
No, I can say confidently he's above 80. Confidently.
Above 80.
Above 80.
Okay.
80% of what he's supposed to have done, he has done it. I mean, he has done wonderful. I'm telling you, let's all thank God that we had a speaker like this at this time. Because he's holding the balance for this country today. Otherwise, things could have gone wrong. If we had any other speaker, maybe we would have had a problem.
Let's look at the leadership of the NDC there currently. You changed your leadership. You know, the party changed their leadership where there was a lot of chaos when it happened. You know, some of the party faithfuls felt it wasn't done in the right manner. Others felt it was okay for you to have a new leadership. What do you think, Baba Jamal?
It was. I think that most of the noise were unnecessary. Because in changing the leadership, I am part of the National Executive Committee. I'm the Deputy Legal Director. And I think that it went through full consultation, not only with party people, but all stakeholders. You know, when it comes to issues like the leadership of Parliament, it is done in a different way. You cannot come and open it up and say, we want to change people. And no. You do it through the stakeholders, the leadership, and then the Council of Elders. And I think it run through all those corteses. And so when the names came out, I was shocked to see some of our party members, behaving as if, even members of Parliament, behaving as if that there was no consultation at all. But there was full consultation. I think that when later they were giving all the information, I think they all realized that some of the position they took earlier was not the best. But generally, I think that the leadership which was there has been there for some time. For example, the chief whip has been there for over a decade. The minority leader has been there over 6 years, about 6 years.
But do we work with time or we work with credibility?
But you see, sometimes staying at one place for too long could have its own challenges.
Okay.
So from time to time, you change the leadership to also give assurance to the followers that people can aspire. People want to work hard so that they are recognized. You are not changed because you are not effective, but sometimes you are changed because there's the need for a change. So you understand?
But let me ask you this, because unfortunately time is not too much on my side. Right. So let me ask you this. Now, you said back in the day, you know, you don't have to go for delegates to vote you to become, you know, to represent that party. To contest for a member of Parliament. Now you have to go through all of that where there's voting. So if we look at it, back then, politics was not as expensive as it is today.
That's true.
Do you think we should go back to that era, or this new era is good?
We have moved on. We can't go back to the old days. We have moved on. Now people have more rights. Now you have to allow the people to choose their own leadership. So we can't go back to the old days when names are mentioned from the top. So this time, you can see that my voice is a bit fake because I've been talking and talking all night, going from place to place, talking to people, giving them the option. So I think that this is a better system. The only thing is that we must all find a way to reduce the expenses. We must all find a way to reduce the monetization of the system. Otherwise, I think this is the best system. People now have the right. You go to the people, you talk to them, you go to their abode, you see their situation. So that when you become their leader, you know what to do for them. You don't have to continue to be sitting at that top when you are mentioned. You don't even visit your constituency. You just go there when you wish and all those things. You are supposed to be a member of Parliament. A member of Parliament is supposed to represent his people. You cannot represent the people effectively if you don't visit them and take their ideas on board.
Right. Baba Jamal, some messages coming in. This man, Baba Jamal, is the hope of Ayawaso East, as he is the most qualified, most competent and experienced amongst the three aspirants. Ayawaso East will take its rightful place in the Ghanaian political space. Mustafa Yusuf, Ko Oho Okay. Good morning, Joy Prime. My name is Lord Inside Odumase. Honorable Baba Jamal is young and has potential. I like how he goes about his submissions. I would love if he adds education to his projects. Thank you. Baba, I think you do have education, here. So when we look in here, there is education. There's
prime
in there as well.
Everything is in there.
There's even student aid as well.
Student aid, welfare for the aged, for the women,
health
financial
and all. Okay, more messages coming in. Ibrahim from Kwashiman, Na Latte Street, Ayawaso East for Baba Jamal, the best man for the constituency. I miss Baba Jamal and the great NDC. Wishing you good luck. From Tamale. My name is Idrisu Dana. All right. Good morning, Joy Prime. In fact, I'm very sad this morning seeing Honorable Baba Jamal on your show now because he did extremely well for us in Akwatia, but due to ballroom wrangling from our own political party, which created divisions in the NDC, we lost the seat to the NPP. We wish him well. Baba Jamal, a great leader and mentor. Freddie from Akwatia. So it looks like the people in Akwatia are missing you. You should have gone back then.
You will be surprised that a delegation was sent to my mother to beg her to let me come back. But it was too late. I have already moved on. They went to my mother because when they heard my mother was the sole reason why I'm not coming. They went to my mother and I said, no, I have already moved on. I have already made contacts. I have already seen people. So I have moved on with my life. My mission in East Ayawaso is to show to the world what leadership can do to a community. It's not about self-aggrandizement. It's not about, if it's popularity, I'm already popular. It's not about financial consideration, you understand? It's about trying to transform a community that has suffered for so long. You understand? I mean, when you come to Nima, I wish one day I'll take you and walk you through some few lungus. We call it lungus, some of the lungus, and you will see what I'm talking about. It is about time we do something about that.
Baba Jamal, people are of the opinion that the current person, the incumbent there, has not been able to keep up with the gap between the NDC and the NPP. It means that if he should co-contest in 2024, there's a likelihood that the NDC will lose the seat to the NPP. Is that why you are going, so you can open the gap again?
What is happening there is that when you look at our fortunes in Nima continues to dwindle. We used to open a gap of maybe 10,000, 11,000. Now we have a gap. In fact, the last time from 27,000, our votes have dropped to 23,000. Whilst MPP has risen from around 2,000 and now they are around almost 15,000, 14,900 and something. You know, so the gap keeps on, closing, and that is not good for us. What I would say is that with Baba Jamal, we are going to improve the gap because we are going to present to the people practical policies that will attract other people. Nima, it's not like MPP is growing. It is our people who are living. You see the difference? When you present the people with good policies, they will what? They will continue to be with you. But when the people see no hope in you, they will leave. So in Nima or in East Ayawaso generally, it is our people who are living. Most of the people who are now in MPP left because they saw no hope in us. That hope will be restored. Do you understand? That hope will be restored. We're going to let people see some light at the end of the tunnel. You see, when we live by hope, human beings generally, we live by hope. If you have no hope, you commit suicide today. Because if you have no hope for tomorrow, why do you live today?
And Baba Jamal is a hope for East Ayawaso.
That is what I'm bringing. I am bringing hope. I'm bringing to let people see that there's a future for everybody. Baba Jamal, you saw my picture. I was barefooted. That was my best dress.
But today, Baba Jamal is well dressed. That's your. Baba Jamal, thank you so much for being here today. We are super grateful.
We've moved on. Right. And this is what we want to encourage people to know, that there can be hope ahead. Don't give up. Persevere. Work. And inshallah, things are possible. Everything is possible.
Everything is possible.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much for being here today. We are super grateful. And of course, like we always say, we wish you nothing but the best. On the 13th of May, you go to the polls, and may Allah fight for you.
Thank you very much.
You've been watching The Big Interview. My guest has been Baba Jamal. If you are in East Ayawaso and you think he's the best man to lead you, go ahead and vote for him. All I keep saying is your thumb is the power. So go ahead and make the right choice.